Hello, guys, welcome back to our channel. Today, we're going to continue the series on red flags. So sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Yeah, so like I said, me and my wife usually ask hard questions. They are hard, but we discuss about them. Sometimes we cry, but we understand the importance of having.
We yell.
We understand the importance of having asking these questions and having these discussions. And I feel like that's what a lot of people try to dodge. They want to enjoy the beautiful part of the relationship, and and they just move on from there into making commitments that they are not really ready for because they don't know the person they are making it with.
Yeah.
Right? And so
Another nugget. Okay, so I think one of the nuggets, because we have.
No red flag, my friend.
I am going to answer that question. I'm coming to that, but you said something now that I wanted to highlight.
Okay.
So we said marriage, friendship to marriage, and marriage is the highest form of friendship, and there's like a spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
So the more responsibility you're ready to take, the more the commitment, the higher the commitment level.
I think how we put it is, how we usually say it is, the more emotional responsibility you're willing to accept, the more
to handle.
Yeah, the more the expectation when it comes to commitment.
Exactly.
That's how we put it.
Yeah, and we'll flesh that more as we go into the series. So for me, what is a red flag? I think he already said it. Red flag is something that will definitely bring you to the point of asking, am I willing to spend the rest of my life with this person?
Mm-hmm.
Am I willing to handle this for the rest of my life?
Mm-hmm.
That is what a red flag is. And for me, something I would call a red flag is somebody who is not willing to deal with issues. So when issues come, you're not willing to discuss them. You're not willing to say, okay, this is why I'm upset and this is what I don't like. What can we do going forward? How do we resolve this? Instead of keeping malice.
Do you know the funny thing? We later find out, or we later found out that there are people who don't even know how to. So it's not even about the fact that they don't want to, but they just have gone through life not having to answer questions, not having to think about why am I being like this.
For me, for example, now I hate confrontation. I avoid it. Like I try to avoid it.
Yep.
But this is marriage now. You cannot do without confrontation. So
Right there.
I just thank God
face.
for a man who is willing to champion that difficult conversation, and I think he has raised the bar for me. So if I was single now, a red flag would be a man who is like, whoa. And men, I think men do it in a condescending manner for women. She's a woman. When I say this, a woman. She's a woman. She don't understand that kind of thing. Oh, this is how you people do. This is how you people behave. That's a red flag for me, because this is somebody that if we don't discuss the hard situations, it starts to build a mold, an ant mold.
Exactly.
So if you don't destroy that ant mold is going to build.
Exactly.
So that is a red flag. Definitely a red flag.
Definitely. I think we were saying the same thing. We just said the same thing.
Really, it kind of.
We just said the same thing.
Yeah, we kind of said the same thing.
Because I think that's the root.
That's
the root cause of most of the issues we see. If people are not willing to discuss and actually find out who they are before they are willing to commit to an emotional relationship. I think that's what the problem is. They are not willing to be friends. People think that what it means to be friends is just, okay, whenever I need you, I call you. You answer.
Vibes on vibes.
Vibes on vibes. We always chill. You're my guy. And it's good to have that. Those are acquaintances.
Yeah, and it doesn't just work for like opposite sex relationship. It works for same sex like friendship. It works for like my female friends and then your guy.
Oh,
2022.
We cannot use normal English again. Same sex relationship will become a problem. It's alright. It works for normal.
Some people will come for us. So, hey, boss,
you can come.
This is who we are.
I mean, it is
we are Christians. I think you mentioned that.
It is what it is. So
no judgment here.
It doesn't. Like we're saying, it's not just about. I tell most girls I've met that the proof or the evidence that you will have a good marriage is dependent on the quality of your friendships now. If you cannot hold friendships as of now, the likelihood that your marriage will be terrible is high. I use harsh words. I don't know how to use. I like to bang. So I'm sorry. Okay, I'm using words like terrible. I'm not supposed to. I know, but I'm just that kind of guy. You understand? Because of the things I've seen, in young marriages, even in the old ones, are terrible, honestly. And I don't understand how they got to that place, or I didn't understand until I realized why we had to start the way we started. We had a very rough time, took a lot of time. I'm not saying that we must all this for 4 years, no. But I'm saying the hard questions, and there must be, what really shows a person's personality is time. Nothing else can do it. There's no amount of test you want to test a woman that used to know her in 2 days. If a woman, you'll be myopic to think that because you're testing a woman with money and she felt that this is who she is entirely. She may not be like that for any other person. There may be reasons. But when you spend time trying being friends, especially without having emotional expectations, you get to see the person for who the person is, and that helps a lot.
Yeah,
that helps a lot.
That is even one of the bases of this series. Why it's important to mellow down on the emotional expectations. Get to see the person in different moods. You understand? Get to see the person, how the person acts when they're angry, when they're upset, for women when they're going through PMS. So they're going through hormonal imbalance, which happens almost all the time. So I think these are opportunities to see red flags. And like we mentioned, that having that hard conversation is like the root of it. Because once you do that, there's no room for malice. There's no room. Now, granted, there were times we had conversation we go for days. But at least the fact that we were having it showed that we wanted progress.
Exactly.
We wanted to deal with the issue. Exactly. And the relationship matters to both of us.
So I think one of the things, I'm going to take credit for this. I think I'm sorry, but I have to take credit here. One of the things I set in stone in this relationship was that, look, I have my feelings, you have your feelings. The marriage has a standard. It's something I set in stone early on. I realized the relationship has a standard. And most sometimes, our feelings will not align with the standards of the relationship, but the standards will not change because of our feelings. You get? And that's something that I set in stone. Sometimes, I may be feeling like, look, I don't want to see this girl again. I don't want to talk to her again. I don't want to ever, I'm tired of this relationship, blah, 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 blah. But the reality is this, is that there are standards. And as far as those standards as far as the boundaries of the relationship have not been broken, those standards remain. So my feelings may not always fall in line, but we work at least to the best of our ability according to the standards of the relationship. Mm-hmm. So I believe that if people understood that marriage is an institution, and it was instituted by God, not your feelings, it will be easier for you to last longer, to open up. Because there are times I felt like I want this relationship not working. In fact, I'm tired. Here we are. I've been feeling like that since 2019, 2017. You feel it off and on. Feelings always go off and on, but standards remain. Right? As far as the boundaries have not been broken, the standards remain, and then we follow that.
I think we've answered this question. Red flags, deal breakers. I think we've sort of answered it. Because you mentioned that red flags are not inherently bad, but there are some red flags that should be deal breakers depending on your personality and on general standard. So talking about examples of red flags for me now, if he's a guy that easily raises his voice at any little instance, he's raising his voice, he's putting me off, he's shunning me, telling me things like, I'll slap you. No, I am running. Also,
listen, we're not saying that tensions cannot rise. She's saying at every instance. So there are times where things can really get bad. We have examples of that in our own lives. So things really get bad.
Two in the past
but then,
10 years.
Yeah, true. Okay, yeah.
So we have to be specific. 1 or 2 in the past 10 years.
Yeah, so you have those kind of moments where you feel like the rage is scattered, and those moments are really demonic. Trust me. You know that there's an attack on your family at the time. If you're not smart enough to remove yourself from the equation and see the grand scheme of things, whenever we have this kind of arguments, we're about to do something really important.
This one we learned recently.
Whenever we have this kind of arguments, we're about to do something really important. And so it has made me more sensitive. But then if there's any small thing, my dear, I would advise.
Same for both sex, so like not just like if you're a guy too and your girlfriend any small thing she carry bottle or
stuff like that.
She's breaking or scattering things.
The problem is not the rage. The problem is the fact that they tend to tilt towards that as a solution all the time. That's what the challenge is, because it means it's telling you that there's not much this person can offer when it comes to providing solutions. What the person can offer is just rage. There's not much. And so let's go beyond the fact that the person is angry. But when every time you are in trouble, when there's an argument, the person resorts to that rage, it means that it doesn't have anything to offer. And so apart from the fact that you say you want to manage the rage, the reality is that there will be no solution. So it will happen again, and the person will go through the same process again. And that's just sad.
Thank you once again for watching. We hope that you enjoyed our continuation on red flags. We have more coming on this topic, so please subscribe if you haven't yet. Push that notification bell so you don't miss out. If you like this video, what are you waiting for? Push that like button and please drop a comment. We would love to hear your thoughts on what we've discussed so far. Thank you once again. Bye.